I kind of want to go in the order where you were playing the perfect game, and
Yeah, that's
then
what I thought you were doing. There's the fucking
I don't
first
have.
match was
Uh,
the
well,
first match was John Cena, dude.
okay, well here it is. John Cena, Austin Theory. My bad. We'll fix all this in post game. You know.
I got 2 jackets on.
He's got 2 jackets on. What's up? It's your boy, Captain Harlock. You might remember me from such streams as the hot tub stream where a dog almost killed us. Hopefully that still exists somewhere. I know. It sucks being the producer.
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
This is it. This is where we're gonna be. Mustachios live on live. The Mustachios live. CPT Harlock, Captain Harlock, and the boys. Captain Harlock and the boys. You know what I'm talking about? We're doing it on the purple platform, Twitch, as far as I can tell. For now, at least. See how it goes. You know, I don't know. I feel like we're bringing quality entertainment for wrestling fans and video game fans and wrestling video game fans to Twitch. And there's about 500 million other people doing it. But do they have this cap on? Where do you want to start?
The top of the card, brother.
All right. So the Usos versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. What was your pick? I think that I had picked that Usos.
No. I mean, I guess the bottom of the card. I mean, I meant the start of the pay-per-view.
Oh, I thought. Well, sorry. I gave the first match of the night. Austin Theory, aka A-Town, aka Theory, aka Austin Theory, versus John Cena. Big pop for John Cena. What do you think? I mean,
he did a little thing with the kids. It was all nice.
Yeah, you can't deny his star power. Match kind of ho hum.
Yeah, I would say.
Do you think that this put Austin Theory over? Obviously, this match exists to get Austin Theory more cred and kind of put him over, make him more established.
Mm-hmm.
So we picked him to win. He did win. But other than seeing John Cena in the ring again, kind of forgettable match, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they could have done. I mean, that's the match. Well, what you had said was if he took off his gear and left it in the ring, and that would have been impact. Maybe I guess he's not ready for that yet, but that could have been something to make this match memorable. But I guess he's not there yet, man. I guess maybe he's got another one in him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was never really big into John Cena. Respected him.
I missed most of that whole thing. So
I would have gotten probably way more into him if they would have turned him into a heel, like they wanted to.
So he was basically getting booed as a babyface, kind of like Cody Rhodes in AEW. Is what I understand.
Oh, and did you see this kind of off topic, but did you see his Cody Rhodes's interview with Ariel Helwani?
I did not.
Yeah, it's off topic, but he was talking about how, yeah, like, I think I was the best heel because like what a heel does, dude, is like it takes something away from you. And so like, I was a heel, in AEW. Like they were trying to get me to be a heel, and they
Yeah.
wanted me to be a heel so much that I didn't give it to them.
Yeah.
And so like that made me the heel.
But
And
I believe that.
maybe it was a little too nuanced. Like he was like basically saying like maybe the people were too stupid for it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what they're doing with Daniel Bryan. I've said that a few times that, like, Daniel Bryan doesn't change his persona. He just gets, like, more, like, about himself. But everything pretty much stays the same. It's just the crowd turns on him. Because of, like, basically the matches they put him in. They put him against, like, you know, favorite baby faces or whatever, and then he just snaps into heel mode. But the thing with Cody was that, like, in his promos, he was like, I will not go heel. Like, he said it on TV. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But, okay, so you were batting 100 at this point on the first one. What was the next one was the men's four-way tag match, I believe? And you called Street Profits, and the Street Profits did take this. There was a few. I think that this match was pretty entertaining. One of the, I don't know if it was definitely better than the Cena match. But I was entertained by it. I liked the spot where Chad Gable suplex fucking Braun Strowman, like, just under his own power. He, like, picks him up and just does a full suplex into a bridge, and I thought that was awesome. I thought that made him look pretty strong. There was great spots with Ricochet that didn't make any sense, Gabe. The one where they did the cheerleader human pyramid thing, remember that? I was like, why are they all stacking? Like, that's fine. It was a great spot. It just made no sense in the context of a wrestling match. But that's like every day in AEW, so I'm used to it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Thank you.
I know what you're selling, bro.
So on that one, I picked Alpha Academy. I just felt like, you know, they've been kind of highlighting them a lot recently, and I felt like the Street Profits had not been. But you called Street Profits, and they came up on top, man. So props to you. You were still 2 for 2. All right. Then after that, let's see. What did we have? Was the next one the Seth Rollins, Logan Paul?
No. Oh, yes.
Or was it the women's?
No, it was that one.
Okay, yeah. And did you had called Seth Rollins to win this one, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you got that right. I felt like that was an entertaining match. I liked what they did with the fucking... did you know that the guy... Do you know who the guy in that Prime bottle mascot uniform was?
Did you say it was like one of his co-creators or sponsors or some shit?
Yeah, so evidently, like, him and that dude had, like, beef. And I was talking about my talking to my daughter about it because she knew who that guy was. I had no clue who he was. And she said that, like, him and Logan Paul had beef, and they were doing, like, diss tracks and kind of going back and forth. And now they're business partners. They co-own Prime together. And I was telling her, well, that might have been a work, dude. Like, maybe that feud was never real. They just did it for, like, publicity and stuff. She's like, yeah, actually, thinking about it, probably. So,
teaching her about the work. What's a work?
And I think that we both called for Seth Rollins winning this one, right? I think.
I did.
Yeah, I feel like I might have called that one because I think I remember saying that Logan was not in contract anymore. Like, this WrestleMania was his final match in his contract. Don't know if they're gonna push forward, but you were right. Seth Rollins. And at this point, you're like on top of the world, dude. You were like jumping out of your seat and cheering because you called, not because the match was exciting, but because you called the match right. You predicted the correct outcome.
Yes.
And that's when it all turned around. After that match, we go to Becky Lynch with Lita and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control and Bayley. And I believe he had called Damage Control on this one. The match, I was talking about this earlier on stream, kind of boring, and I hate to be like that because I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying this because it was a women's match, because I love Becky Lynch, dude. But that match was boring. It was boring. Sorry. Just didn't have it. And I mean, I suspect it has a lot to do with those legends not being able to go like they could before. And them kind of relying just on their star power. Hey, we've got these legends in the ring, so that's enough. What are your thoughts on this match, Gabe? I believe this was one of the matches that you said was hard for you to pick because you didn't care about it.
Yeah. It's... I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it wasn't...
You're indifferent about it, and that's the worst thing you can do in wrestling is be indifferent. If the crowd doesn't go one way or the other, you want them to either hate it or love it, right?
Yeah. Get some kind of
emotional reaction.
Yes.
You sound like you're still asleep, Gabe. What's going on, man? Fake energy becomes real energy.
I'm here.
All right, so that's where things took a turn, and we got it wrong. No, I think I picked the Legends for that one, but you picked Damage Control. And then after that, you weren't even wanting to play the game anymore. Because then we go to that Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. I think both of us picked Dominic to win this one, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And they gave it to Rey with some support from Bad Bunny and the reformed LWO. Gabe, your thoughts on this match? I thought that this was the match of the night. But if I'm taking into account everything, it did lose some points because of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy.
I was gonna say, like, it doesn't. Could have been 10 times better just by not having the fucking branding.
Yeah. I think, like what I was telling you while we were watching it, I think a lot of that had to do with money, obviously, and oh my god, hang on, fucking shit up. Oh, and kind of the magnitude of that match, like how it'd been hyped up, and they probably, you put the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, probably you put that on the what was it, a 4-way tag match maybe? But
yeah, it's just...
But you don't make as much money selling that product placement on that match.
It's just stupid because, like, it's just greedy. It's not even about making money. It's just greed because they never had that shit before. They got all these sources of revenue that they got coming in, all these deals in place. They fucking gutted their WWE network when they were charging, what was it? I forgot what it was. Was it $5 a month or $10 a month? Anyway, that was when it was just a standalone product. It was awesome. I paid for that, and I was always on there looking at old shit, just like doing my research, my homework. Ever since it went to Peacock, they integrated ads into it. They stripped out all the stuff. They rearranged things. You can't find anything that you want to find, either because they rearranged it or they couldn't find it, or they just took it out of the Peacock. So, yeah, it just sucks. And ever since it's gone to Peacock, they've been doing these things where, like, the product placement and the lower thirds and this and that. This Cinnamon Toast Crunch match brought for Dominic Rey Mysterio and Dominic, hosted by Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like, it's just
the Cinnamon Toast Crunch with hands and legs.
Yeah, but it's like, oh my gosh, will Rey Mysterio actually fight his son in the Cinnamon Toast Crunch match? Um, okay, let's see how they got to this part. And okay, now we're coming back from commercial, and they have to say like Cinnamon Toast Crunch like over and over again, like, and then they have to say whatever their dumb tagline is, like throughout the match and shit. I didn't pay attention because I was just so pissed off, and I was like a little, Anyway, so I didn't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you that they were doing that because, like, even in the press conference, they had a Snickers press conference, and they had to kept saying it was satisfying. It's satisfying. Like even Kevin Owens was making fun of it. Like this really is satisfying. He was eating the fucking Snickers bar. It's just like, oh man, I'm hot. I'm hot right now. Can't even make any sense.
The
I hate it.
disrespect to Rey Mysterio, probably.
The
Uh,
Mountain Dew Blackout match. We're gonna have the Mountain Dew
yeah.
Blackout match,
Well,
and
well,
LA Knight is gonna have the Mountain Dew Blackout match, and don't forget it's gonna be Mountain Dew Blackout match.
well, Joe. You know
Um,
the Cowboys have been struggling in the red zone here, but they just need 2 more yards to get across the the Apple Jacks first yard line. Brought to you by Apple Jacks. You know
and then you have to
the
say
NFL.
tagline.
Oh, we eat it because we like it. I don't remember Apple Jacks. The thing. We just do. Well, that was like in the 90s. But NFL
Got to
didn't.
get past the McDonald's goal line. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
But it's true because they do that. Like they have like this replay brought to you by the Plymouth Voyager, you know, and like the AR like lines that they have branding on them. It's not really on the field, but you see it in the television broadcast. But in WrestleMania, they saw the real life um, cinnamon toast crunch guy out there. The seemed more appropriate in the Logan Paul match to see a mascot. um,
Prime.
yeah, but yeah, the Rey Mysterio. You know, I know
I
it
can't
took
wait
you.
for tonight's main event. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship and the Universal
Gold.
Championship sponsored by Aunt Jemima's Pancake Mix.
Oh wait, you can't do Aunt Jemima anymore, Gabe.
Why not? That's still a thing.
No, I think they got rid of Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben. You can only get the Quaker Oats guy for some reason. In a what appears to be the hugest backfire of all time. You still got the Quaker Oats guy, but you don't got Aunt Jemima and you don't got Uncle Ben.
What about Land O'Lakes butter?
Ooh, I don't know. We both picked Dom for that one. Rey Mysterio comes out on top. He gets the storybook ending with the Hall of Fame induction and winning the match against his son, who he pulled his belt off and spanked him in
Whipped
the
him.
corner.
Whipped him like a government mule.
And he wasn't disqualified for that.
Mm-mm.
And to which you said, why not just make it a all-out street match or no rules kind of thing? But I guess
Yeah.
you do that on the next one because this is gonna keep going. Now that
You
there's
think?
a LFO or no, not LFO, LWO. What the fuck's LFO? Is that a band?
Yes. It's a boy band.
It's a boy band. We got the LWO, and I think that they're just gonna keep going at it with Judgment Day, dude. You got Rhea Ripley now. So over. Let's go to that match now with Charlotte Flair. Gabe, this one became my match of the night. I think this was my favorite match. Like as I was watching it and it was unfolding, it just felt so big and grand. Like the whole thing. Dude, Charlotte took that bump on her nose. You know, rewatching that, I feel like she was trying to flip out of that. What was it, like a suplex she was going for? I think that she was trying to flip and land on her feet, but she landed on her face.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
But I think we called Rhea Ripley winning this one. She takes it. And yeah, I think that story continues. with the LWO and Judgment Day, and I think that they'll eventually lead to some kind of cage match or some shit with Dom, or like you were saying, maybe like Dom gets in trouble and Ray comes and helps his little boy out. And then final match of the night, the Usos, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. This was a good match, dude. Like it had like while we were watching, I was telling you like the match was kind of reflecting the entire storyline that was going on, um, for the past several months, and it was all worked into the match, like the psychology of the match. I love the part of the match where Sami Zayn was just taking a beating and like kept kicking out and not giving up. And I think it was Jey Uso was just telling him like to stop getting up or some shit like that. That's kind of weird, like there's dialogue in there that kind of makes you think like, hey, is there still something between uh, Jay and Sami Zayn there? Even though he obviously uh, kicked him in the face
Hmm.
and chose his brother. But I feel like this story is gonna keep going. You felt like we're resetting to something different. Um, what do you think? I mean, you're the shark, man. I'm just chumming the waters.
Well, it depends on what happens tonight, dude. If Cody wins, then it's gonna be a whole breakdown
Of the bloodline.
of the bloodline.
And that's why I think that they don't take the belt off of Roman right now. Like, you're gonna have the bloodline lose everything in one WrestleMania? Is that does that seem like the move to make? It also
Mm,
it also feels very predictable too. Like if that happens, like I almost feel like this is them trying to make good on Sami Zayn because he's so over with the crowd. Like I feel like honestly the crowd would right now rather have Sami Zayn with take the title from Roman Reigns than Cody Rhodes.
I would say if it was after Royal Rumble and after um, the Elimination Chamber, that would be true. But I think he's actually cooled down in the last 4 or 5 weeks. I
And
think they've
yeah,
cooled
they
him.
they did that though. Like
Yeah.
WWE, like it was a natural thing with him winning the crowd over, right? Like it didn't really happen because of a huge. I mean, they were pushing him with the bloodline, but they weren't pushing him like that. I don't feel like they were positioning him to try and get. Or do you think that this all happened because of Cody Rhodes' injury and they had to do something?
I don't know. He says that there wasn't plans for him to be in the title picture when he came over, Cody, that is.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that, dude. But either way, I feel like that's like them acknowledging Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. So like, look, we got a belt on him, and then it almost seems like, oh well, if they're getting the belt and they're kind of working with Cody Rhodes a little bit story wise, he's come out and tried to get them back together. It almost seems like they're gonna switch all the belts, give Cody the Universal Champion belt, give Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn the tag team belts, and have them be the guys. But I feel like that's not gonna happen. I feel like it's a swerve, brother. They're trying to be like, oh well, if they won, then absolutely Roman's gonna lose, and I don't think that's gonna happen. Your thoughts?
I think Roman is gonna lose.
He's gonna lose. You heard it here, guys. We're not doing our picks yet, unless you want to. But Roman Reigns loses. The shark has spoken. Is he gonna lose
I
clean?
think they're. I don't know about that. But he's gonna lose. It's gonna be a total breakdown of the bloodline. It's gonna be chaos, and I think the Usos are gonna turn babyface.
Hmm.
And then Roman Reigns is gonna go away for a little bit, and then Roman Reigns will be gone for a long time, and then when he comes back, he'll be babyface.
Ooh.
That's how it usually they're so predictable.
So predictable. Oh. right, so looking at tonight's card, we have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalia and Shotzi versus Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Versus Don't Care.
Whoa. Don't care. I yeah, that's probably the mid card, I would say.
It's mid.
We also have Brock Lesnar versus Omos, which I've enjoyed.
Care.
I enjoyed their tussle that they had on Raw. Like, it'll be cool to see almost like, I mean, Brock Lesnar in the ring with somebody that can actually toss him around. But yeah, it's not. So far, these two matches are not on the level of yesterday, in my opinion. Then we have Edge versus the Demon, Finn Balor. Or Balor.
Balor!
In a Hell in a Cell! What do you think, Gabe? This is the one you're looking forward to?
Okay, fuck this game. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Yeah, I mean, I'm just the entrance, really.
Just the entrance. Yeah, dude, like, really, this night seems not great. Here, I'm joining your party. Uh-oh, unable to join Gabetropolis' party. Let me,
Kill the app.
Yeah,
and,
I'm killing
start
the
it
app
over.
and coming back. Killing the app and coming back.
There's only, I mean, that's gonna sound bad. I don't care about any of the matches on this night.
So then let's go real quick here. Drew McIntyre versus Gunther versus Sheamus. It's whatever. I like Gunther, but I mean, obviously he's not gonna drop the belt, and I don't really care about Drew McIntyre or Sheamus at this point. It's whatever. Didn't feel like there was a real story there either. Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I know that you're like stoked to at least see Asuka fight.
I mean, I don't want to see the match. I just want to see her entrance, and I want to see the outcome.
Well, I'll tell you the outcome real quick. It's Bianca Belair's going to win again. And then we got Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes match presented by TurboTax. So be ready for yeah. So be ready for that. So let me give you this. So the other matches are presented by Snickers and WWE 2K23. But the main event is presented by TurboTax. I'm sorry, Intuit TurboTax. My bad. All right, let's do the picks here, Gabe. For tonight. WrestleMania. We'll just go through them real quickly. Mm-hmm. We already talked about them briefly, and this one's, it's going to be exciting for all the fanfare and shit and just getting together and watching WrestleMania, but it's not going to be, well, maybe we'll be surprised. They said that there's going to be surprises, right? Maybe The Rock shows up. Well, that turned So the women's four-way with Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Ronda Rousey. Who are you picking?
I'm picking. I don't give a crap.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pick Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
That's a good pick, only because of Rodriguez.
Yeah, because she's up and coming. I feel like they need to put her over. This is a big spot for her on WrestleMania, big stage. You give it to the up and coming new girl, Raquel Rodriguez.
So
and you got Liv Morgan, fan favorite there.
I don't like her. Just to be devil's advocate, I will go with Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, who dropped the belts to minimal fanfare against Charlotte Flair in a spur of the moment challenge. perhaps maybe they want to keep her whole, give her something. This win at WrestleMania. That would have been my other pick. I just think just for the fact that it seems like what WWE is doing a lot right now is building new stars. Finally, Gabe, like when I had first come back to wrestling, you were saying, you know, WWE's got all these guys, but they're all old. And I feel like right now they're investing a lot in the younger ones and trying to put them over right now.
They still are old.
Yeah.
Was that the first match you talked about?
Yeah. So you pick Ronda Rousey, I pick Liv and Raquel Rodriguez. Brock Lesnar, Omos.
Okay. I don't know how old Omos is, but Brock Lesnar is like 46.
Yeah.
Old. I'm gonna probably go Omos.
Omos. Brock lost last year at WrestleMania to Roman Reigns. Do you give him a win at WrestleMania?
I think he's gonna be done with WrestleMania. I think his contract coming up, isn't it?
I have no clue of the status of Brock Lesnar.
I know John Jones was calling his ass out.
Oh yeah, like he wants to come back out to fucking UFC.
Yeah.
He's too old for that shit. He got sick during his championship reign, got cut short.
But does it matter if you're gonna make $50 million?
Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter. All right, so you're picking Omos. I'm gonna go Brock Lesnar on this one. Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor in the Hell in a Cell.
I'm gonna go with the Demon.
The Demon. I'm also taking the Demon. Just like
again, two old guys.
Yeah, but I feel like Balor is like more of the newer generation.
He's my age.
Yeah, see, he's not old.
He's 42.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
For a wrestler, it is. I mean, for when your entire WrestleMania is all in their 40s, kind of bad.
Yeah. I mean, who do you got? I mean, Dominic. Like, they already gave him. You know. I think this serves more to put the Judgment Day over as a group. And they have some young talent on there with Dominic and Rhea Ripley. So let's give it to the Demon.
Mm-hmm.
Drew McIntyre, Gunter, and Sheamus. I'm picking Gunter. That dude.
He's the youngest. The other two are in their 40s.
Yeah. You're taking Gunter?
I guess.
He guesses. Gabe, act like you're interested, dude. Jesus Christ.
All right, I'm gonna go, but I'm not. This is the thing. WrestleMania already happened. It was last night. This is like sloppy seconds WrestleMania.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, you can pretend. Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
Asuka's also 42.
Jesus Christ. She's wearing the makeup now, so you can't tell.
Yeah, she's like my age. Like I think she was born in 80, 81. So she's like 41, 42, and Belair is not that far behind. She's in like 33 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like she got a late start in the biz. But you know what they say? I can't say it. Never mind.
You can't say it, Gabe. For shizzle, you can't say it.
For shizzle.
I'm taking Bianca Belair.
I'm gonna go Asuka because I'm not gonna stand that they screw her like in 2 WrestleManias.
Give it to Asuka, huh?
Give it to Asuka.
I just like what do you do with that reign? Like, is she talking with this makeup on, or is she just acting crazy and drooling from the mouth?
I just say you just fucking have her just talking in Japanese and put subtitles.
Nice.
And then and just do that, recreate that bit all the time, and then all of a sudden, just every once in a while, have a word like bitch or candy or just something, one word at the very end.
Like you're watching an anime, Gabe, like where the theme song sometimes has English in it, and then the rest of it's in Japanese.
There's a lot of songs that are like. There's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
Like I listen to Baby Metal, they have like a bunch of songs that are like half English, half Japanese.
Well, you got to do that for promotion, brother. You want to market yourself as universal, dude. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself into one market, dude. So you got to sing in English and Spanish and Japanese and Korean. You got to do everything, dude. But I only know English and Spanish, brother. And you only know English, dude, because you didn't know what Sandio was, dude.
I thought he was making like a sandwich.
Jesus Christ. All right, and then the main event, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, presented by Intuit TurboTax, which, by the way, is the official tax website for the Mustachios. Live on live. Nope.
Nope.
Gabe, who do you got?
I told you Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. I'm saying Roman Reigns retains, but honestly, I'd be okay with Cody winning. I feel like he's not on that level yet. He's on his way for sure, and he could be the guy, but I don't know, man. They've obviously invested a lot in Cody Rhodes, and since you know everything, Gabe, what is the age divide between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, if at all?
I think they're the same. I think they're both like 38, 39.
Oof.
Again, pushing the 40.
Man. AEW's got
Think about like in the mid 2000s, like the guys that you had, like fucking John Cena and Randy Orton, who were like in their 20s. Rey Mysterio was still in his 20s. The Miz was in his 20s. And they were all like kind of big stars. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, what is the problem? Is it that they're not giving the young talent enough time, or is it that nobody's risen to the occasion?
They're not. WWE's. This is all their fault because they got real happy with drying up the indies. Like they like to say that they have their NXT whatever, but like they really haven't made any stars. What happened was starting in the, I guess 2013 or whatever, they just started going and buying up all the indie stars, like the Kevin Owens and the Nakamura's and the Sami Zayn's and everybody that was there. And if they did any time in NXT, then they still considered it like their NXT homegrown talent. No, they did their shit. Adam Cole, and so now all those indie talents are all in their 40s, like Samoa Joe and everybody.
And they're all at AEW.
Because look at the let me think. Like Roman Reigns was a legit, I guess. They brought him up homegrown, but even Dean Ambrose and fucking Seth Rollins were indies guys.
Yeah.
So it's like Bray Wyatt. I guess you could say he was homegrown. The Miz, you could say he was homegrown, but again, it's not. So yeah,
like
Nakamura's he's a year older than me. Like all these guys are. AJ Styles is like fucking 45, 46.
Yeah.
All the biggest stars are old as shit.
Dominic is a big original for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Rhea Ripley. Is she homegrown?
I guess you could say.
Yeah. But I mean that's just from they're so established that they have this long history of a bunch of wrestlers that they want to use, because obviously they draw, right? So it's hard for them to lean on their young talent. Like AEW has to, they've got some big guys, but for the most part they're leaning on the young talent to kind of get them through. So that's kind of an advantage they have as far as is pushing new guys.
Yeah, and WWE is gonna try to buy those guys away.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. I feel like Wardlow's probably going over. I feel like, because he's got he's got a connection with Cody Rhodes, right? Isn't Cody the guy that kind of brought him in, gave him a chance? I feel like he might
I'm not.
be. I feel like he might be loyal to Cody Rhodes and want to work with him. So maybe.
But as shitty as his promos were in AEW, I cannot wait to fucking have Vince get a hold of him.
He was getting a little bit better, but yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I don't know what you do with like those guys.
You just make them monsters, and they just fucking.
But that's exactly what he did, and it just fizzled. You know?
No,
Like,
he was like, my dad and
Oh.
instilled me,
and you cut my hair off.
and I was a hard worker, and like, shut up. He was trying to be like, all like, no.
That's like what all wrestlers are doing now, though, Gabe. It's all about like trying to like touch people with a personal story that maybe somebody can identify with. And also, this is a product of not having a writing or creative team. You just kind of, well, what do you have that might be able to relate with people, and they're just speaking from life experience. Tony Khan did not write that for Wardlow to say. But, like, you got Hook, man, who's just this homegrown kid. Of course, he's a Nepo baby, but, like, I mean, it's not like his dad's this huge icon, you know? But, like, Tony Khan needs to keep these guys. He can't let, like... It was one thing for Cody Rhodes. I think there was probably nothing that Tony Khan could do to keep Cody Rhodes. I think Cody had already had it set in his mind. Maybe it was his plan all along to, like, increase his market value by leaving for a little bit. I mean, look, dude, say what you will. Isn't that the same thing that Punk did? Basically, except that Cody kept wrestling. Like, Punk left... Like, Cody left WWE for what, like 5 years? 6 years? Punk left the entire industry for 6 years, whatever. Come back to just huge pops. And that's like the same thing that Cody did. Except Cody kept wrestling the whole time. But the formula remains the same.
I don't like either.
You don't like anybody. There's so many standards that a wrestler, and we're talking about wrestlers here, Gabe, that they have to qualify before you can be all about them. One, they have to be friends with Muppets. Two, they have to like Mountain Dew. Three, they have to fight exclusively under black lights. Four, they have to have a lantern. It's just an impossible target for a wrestler to meet your standards, man. You know what I mean? Play your life on down.
And the mustache.
Third.
Me and you. And the mustache crew.
Oh, is the bridesmaid, never the gift horse.
About 20 years ago, just rather spitting mics and play a rainbow.
And the mustache.
Can't do what you wanna do.